Hi, and welcome back. We have some very special treats for you today. We are going to be making a penicillin, and we're going to be doing a PSA. So for the first time ever, you might actually learn something watching this. For those of you who don't know, we are a big fan of the post-pandemic orgy on this channel. And for those of you guys who've been following, you might know that a while back, I got my first COVID shot, and 3 weeks ago, I got my second one. So I am now officially safe to congregate and free to flock. Now I know that many of you, much like myself, don't have really any experience with post-pandemic orgies. However, I'm assuming pretty much standard rules apply. So if you've been lucky enough to be getting your freak on this past year, it's really not going to be that big of a deal. You're just scaling up as long as you're keeping your party under like 20 or 30. You know, consent is definitely going to be key. You're going to want to talk to all your potential partners and maybe even the non-potential partners and just kind of establish some soft and hard boundaries and what works and what doesn't and those kinds of things just to make sure that the night is going to be a good one. If you're going to get above 20 or 30, let's just say this should not be your first time getting in a 100-person playroom. That requires a lot of logistics that I have no clue what's going on. So this PSA is going to be more centered to those of you who, for whatever reasons, haven't been doing much of anything this year. Maybe you were single when all this started and you just didn't want to risk getting out there and, you know, mingling with strangers. Or maybe you've been in a long-term marriage and for whatever reason you've been celibate this past year. So in that case, if you fall into one of those categories, this is going to be a big thing getting out there again. I would highly recommend you just go ahead and do some Tinder roulette for a little bit, ease yourself in, just, you know, don't jump, you know, head first into an orgy. Just kind of ease your toe in, get yourself adjusted again, and kind of figure out what's going on. And of the most important thing is just to protect yourself. You know, mentally, this is going to be a big deal, going ahead and doing this. And I'm not going to say don't do anything you're uncomfortable with because I'm going to encourage you to push your boundaries, but don't do anything that feels wrong. Protect yourself. And on that, also protect yourself physically, if you know what I'm saying. Take those steps because while the penicillin I'm going to teach you to make is delicious, it's not going to stop it from burning when you pee. So we're going to do we're going to make a penicillin. Going to cure what ails you, except for that fire. This is considered, from what I understand, it's going to be one of those new classics. It's created by Milk and Honey within the last 20 years, and it's supposed to be delicious. I have not had this yet. And one of the reasons why is because it requires a ginger honey syrup, which not a whole lot of people are going to have, especially me. I had to make it myself. I juiced some ginger and then added a little bit of water, some honey, and a little bit of sugar because I was low on honey. There are other ways to do it. You can boil ginger in water and add honey, those kind of things. Do whatever works for you. This is going to be a Scotch-based drink. I think the recipe I said to use, or I saw said to use Famous Grouse, but we're going to use some Johnny Walker Black just because I was able to find that. You're going to want a blended Scotch with no real strong characteristics anyway. This is going to kind of lay your base. So we're going to use 2 ounces of a Johnny Walker. Ooh. I do want to shake this. Don't build in your glass. Two ounces of Johnny Walker. I was not drinking this before the show started, just so you know. You're going to want to use 3/4 ounce of fresh squeezed lemon juice. So you're going to get a lemon honey ginger going on. 3/4 ounces of your honey ginger. I'm going to give you a warning. If you do choose to use a juicer for your ginger, you're going to want to stretch it out with a little bit of water. It's going to be strong, really hot and spicy, but it is going to be amazing. So you're going to put all that stuff into your shaker. Give it a good shake. Then strain that into your glass. Probably could have used a small glass, not really sure. No, that looks about right. Oh, and then this is going to be the final special treat. So you're going to want to use an Islay Scotch, Islay Scotch, I-S-L-A-Y. You're going to want to use a smoky one. The recipe calls for a Lagavulin, but I have this big peat that has just been sitting there forever. I actually had a couple glasses of this. This is flipping amazing. Oh man, the peat and the smoke coming off of it is delicious. You're going to want to float a 1/4 ounce of this. So when you float something, it's not for looks. Like, yeah, if you go get a Mai Tai in Oahu, they're going to float whatever, some dark rum or maybe some grenadine on there to look cool. But that's not the purpose of it. The purpose of it is so that you can take something like this. It has just this amazing nose. And you're just going to float it on there. See, you don't even see it. Well, you can't see it because it's not close enough. My phone's not that great. But you don't even see it. But it's going to make this amazing aroma. It's going to concentrate on the top. So every time you take a drink, you're just going to get hit with that peat, with that smoke. And so that lemon, that honey, that ginger is just going to be filtered. As you're drinking, as your taste buds are saying, hey, this is happening, your nose is just getting hit with smoke. And so it's just going to feel like you're I don't know, having a honey, lemon, ginger in a smokehouse. It's going to be amazing. Anyways, if there are any invites for the post-pandemic orgies, you know where to get me. Cheers.